Yo, what is good, guys? Back with another video, and as you can see, we're gonna be doing this event, and I can have a 59 million score right there, but I was able to get a 61 million score fully free to play. Now, I will say, I believe this event is pay to win slop. Okay, that is just my personal belief. It's the pay to win part. You can take that off. It is pay to win. That is objective, though. You have to say it's at least pay to win. But the slot part just comes from me personally because like how this event functions. Most of the pay to win players will probably call this a box check because that is like the official term that you can use for it. It is a box check. Like it basically tells you your weaknesses in your green box. Do you have enough green characters in general? Because this is difficult. If you're free to play like me that isn't fed to the brim, like I know it was the wind, he's probably peak free to play form and his green box is immaculate. So he was able to do this on extreme. But if you're free to play, I recommend you go ahead and do this on very hard. Reason being, it's just the only way. I do show this specific team because if you can't clear it with two teams, use this team to finish up to clear, get that 10 mil. So yeah, let's roll this intro and let's get to it. Okay, so we're loading into this battle here. So I was able to clear it very hard in with only two teams because I had to do a little bit of like smaller leveling up real quick. But most players won't be able to do that. That's why I do recommend that second team. But I don't like Neva, bro. I don't know why, but the RNG factor with her is very annoying. Like I had to do so many runs based with this team. This first team takes so much RNG simply because you don't know how you're gonna get lucky with Miwa's RNG. Also, I had to bring that healing rec bit on Ghetto because you cannot have one of your characters die. So sometimes Megumi would die before he ults, and then at the end of the battle, because of Miwa's ult, she would die. So I just had to bring the rec bit just to make sure nobody dies in the clear. Because you do not want people dying in the clear. If somebody dies, you're losing valuable points. Now, the reason why I believe this great event is kind of just pay to win slop is because you can only get a 65 million score on very hard, which is what most free-to-plays would have to use just to get a score over 30 mil, right? Unless you're like you have every green character or something, or like you're just like crazy cracked out, right? And you have like green enemy or something like that, right? Then you're not going to be able to do extreme difficulty. And extreme difficulty is the only way to get over a 70 mil. And the reason why getting a 70 mil, what do you call it? Dang, I'm blanking. The reason why getting a 70 mil score is so important is because with that 70 mil, you're able to get all 100 of the points. So they kind of restrict the amount of points you can get off of doing extra hard. And you can't tell me that they didn't know that if you are somebody that doesn't spend on the game, or if you're a light spender, so your box isn't the craziest. Or if you're like somebody that's honestly pretty fed in their green box, someone like me who actually has a decent red box, right? If you're someone like me, you still have to rely on extra hard. So extra hard is literally the only way as a free to play to get over 60 mil. It just is, and that is like, unless unless it was the wind, right? Then and you're just fed. There's no other way to get over 60 mil except for using extra hard, and it's locked to 65 mil score. Like that is what I'm talking about right there. Because now you have to choose between grabbing a dupe or getting one of the best records in the game, a stamp, and a guaranteed SSR. And honestly, it's a pretty hard choice depending on certain things. But okay, if you're paying attention to the run, if you want to follow this step by step, go ahead. But I wanted to make sure to get the kill on the left head this turn because the left head, who's on the right, by the way, its name is left head, but it's on the right, gives that 100% damage received increase on the boss itself, so you're going to do way more damage. And because it lasts for 3 turns, it's perfect in Degumi's ult. So, because Degumi's ult lasts 3 turns, so he's going to be counting down just like that boss. So you're going to be able to hit a massive nuke at the end of Degumi's ult here. But we're just going to continue on. This event was really frustrating, man. Like I got a 59 mil clear because I think a character or two died. I don't remember. And I had to do so much like trying to get through the RNG of just team 1. Because team 2 is very standard, and team 2 is a team that anybody can use. So if you want to get like a 30 mil score or something like that, then team 2 is very accessible for anybody, right? Um then again, team 2 does require a Shoko. If you're someone that doesn't have Shoko, but you have like Green Nanami, then I would recommend just put Green Nanami on this team and then put Miwa in the Shoko slot of the next team that I'm going to show you. But if you don't have Shoko, this is going to be very difficult. That's why I say this is like a box check / pay to win event, right? Because if you don't have certain characters, you're not gonna make it. It just is a fact of life, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, me finding out that you can only get 60, like the max you can get is 65 mil. By the way, I did not get 65 mil. I got a little under that. But the fact that you can only get 65 mil as like a free to play, unless you're cracked on extreme or something, is like actually just so annoying, bro. I'm glad that they made a new event, that a new event that we can all enjoy, right? But it does lessen my enjoying experience as someone that wants to be like in a higher tier in the game, I would say. But so it does lessen the enjoyment. Like, what do you mean I can't do this or that? You know what I'm saying? Very annoying. But yeah, y'all will see the clear. We get through this first phase of the boss decently easy. Ghetto pops his ult and we get it done just like that. Yeah, very simple stuff. You know what I'm saying? I am proud that I was able to get over 16 mil though, because apparently that's a feat now. Because look, in my Discord, since we have so many new players and stuff, like they've been struggling with this event. If you're a new player, I wouldn't expect for you to get this high. But if you're someone that's been free to play day one and you've got average luck, then it's kind of just you're still not gonna be able to get this event done, like 70 mil. You know what I'm saying? But I am gonna choose to get the dupe. I think I'm going to spend it on Red Mahito and just ignore Blue Yuji because I hate Blue Yuji, but that is besides the point. But yeah, this is the team that I was talking about right here. This is the best chance you get at getting like 100 mil or 150 mil. Depending on how leveled up your characters are, this exact setup is a guarantee at least 100 mil. So if you're doing very hard and you need to get like either on a knockout the first or second phase boss, this is the team. I would recommend you use this team for the second phase boss. So try your best on the first phase with various teams, and then use this team to knock out that second phase, and you can get a better score. That's what I would recommend. Going exactly like this, it's just Gojo Nuke, honestly. So you can target the middle. Doesn't really matter that much. I haven't seen people's clears, pop up these crazy 100 mil scores and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's very cool. Just wish, I just wish it was just a little more free to play friendly. But it never is. That's just how this game works. But we're going to keep on continuing here. Yeah, I remember this. Choso does a lot of damage. Now, I had to level up his initial CE node on the second floor of his hidden potential because somehow I didn't do that before. So on my previous runs, I wasn't able to clear with my second team simply because Choso ran out of CE and wasn't able to get his stack back up. But after I fixed that, this was an easy second team clear. No third team needed for like the extra 10 mil. It's kind of crazy. But, continuing on, the boss doesn't hit that hard, honestly. Again, with Yellow Yuki, then you can do this event off color because he will nerf the boss's damage to where you're just taking like the green team's damage. And then if you use Yellow Yuki's ult, you're going to straight up take 0. So he's very good for this. He's going to take up a spot on your buffing. Like you'll probably do less damage overall, but he is very useful if you have to use somebody like Red Yaga and you just need somebody to make sure Red Yaga doesn't die. He's very good for that. That's why I say run Yellow Yuki with a heal rec bit so that he can heal up your character's early game while his stuff is not maxed out yet. But yeah, he's very good for this. And he's also very good for specifically phase 2. He's not that great on phase 1 because phase 1 has these harder hitting AoEs. This phase 2 boss doesn't have that hard hitting AoEs, so that's why it's a little more livable, you know what I'm saying, with Yellow Yuki and Red Yaka on a team. But as you can see, we get the Gojo nuke here. We just use the pride stacking method, of course, and I do have Green Megami in the back. I feel like he's the best option because Green Buddha takes too long to get like his ult, and Green Megami's ult's just simply so fast that you can get it in these 3 turns here. Especially with the combo that we're going to drop with Shoko and Gaku this very next turn right here. And as you can see, Choso has enough CE to get his state up again. If you don't know how to do this, just simply go to his hidden potential and level up the initial CE plus 5. It's bottom left corner. But yeah, that's it. This is basically wraps for the boss. Gaku was very impressive for me on this because he was like, the AoE debuffing is fantastic. Actually fantastic. So he might have to be like almost a must run, bro. He's genuinely just a must run. If you don't have him level up, this is the time to do so. But I heard next time this event rolls around, it's going to be blue. Blue is a lot more free to play friendly because of the SP buffs, but even still, it might be annoying. Yeah, I do know that you're gonna have to run something like Blue Miwa, Blue Nanami, and like a OG Blue Gojo, and then Kamo and his AoE, what do you call it? His AoE debuffing skill is going to be so good for this. So Kamo is going to get a little bit of shine probably. But one thing that I will take to note is that you're probably going to need both Blue Miwa and Blue Yaga if you want to get an extreme clear. Again, anti-free play, but hey, it is what it is. You're probably going to need both stat buffers. But now we're going to get close to just wrapping this event up. The Rec Bit lock is kind of just annoying, but it doesn't matter that much because Gaku doesn't need the CE anyway, because it wouldn't have helped him this turn anyway. So we're just gonna go ahead, clean this boss up. Choso's doing so much damage, and then we're gonna get her ult off because this boss uses AoE attacks so much, it is so easy to get your ult because you're just getting consistent extra ult gauge. But yeah, combo ult should take this boss out. I'm pretty sure it does. Choso was absolutely incredible clearing this boss up. But yeah, HP Gojo's still on top somehow, someway. I'm interested to see if somebody's gonna pop out with like a Muta clear or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But we cleaned this up fairly easily, you know what I'm saying? The break damage has to do the last, kill. I was very worried when I saw that he lived with a sliver. But thankfully, co-op ult gets the job done. Easy 5.4. But that's going to do it. Now, I do want to talk about the score. I was so mad when I got to this point. Because at this point, I didn't know that 65 mil was the max. And because this run was so much better than the run that I was doing where I had to use 3 teams, I thought I got the 70 mil easily. Like, easily. But then when I walked into the score thing, I had to ask my chat and whatnot after, like, am I tweaking? But why is this score so low? And I found out that, yeah, the max is 65 mil. So yeah, I got 61 mil. 0 characters withdrawn gets you 4.8 score. The max / excess damage, yeah, max is probably 15 mil or something. So yeah. And then you can see the annihilation, all that stuff. 20 turns is what it took. Only 2 teams needed. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think I could have cleared the turn earlier than this. But yeah, this is going to do it. I really hate the pay-to-winness of this game. I really do, man. It absolutely sucks. But that's going to do it for the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.